Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to focus a little bit more on workflow, and this will be a little bit more of an uncut video. I'm going to go through and show how I make beats, a lot of interesting and important shortcuts, so you're going to want to take notes in this video. If you want to, you don't have to. Yeah, I'm going to show my workflow, everything you need to make beats fast. So I've got this loop loaded up. I broke it down in my last video. If you want to go check that out, I'll have a card in the top right. It's called Casket. It's a fire loop, and it sounds like this. But yeah, I'm going to go through really quickly, lay some drums down, and I'm going to show you shortcuts, workflow tips, and how to make beats fast, basically. So the first thing is my template here. I've got a two-step hi-hat MIDI, a clap MIDI, and like an accent snare MIDI. So I can basically drag and drop in the basic drums straight away using the MIDI, and I've already got a basic drum rhythm going. Already within like, what was that, 5 seconds. Now, if you don't want to do this because it's like very constraining, a lot of people like to start with the bare bones. So you don't have to do this, but I find that I always use at least the hi-hat and the clap MIDI in every single beat. A lot of the time, in fact 90% of the time, I go in and switch it up, but it's great for just dragging in sounds really quickly and setting up a groove instantly. Right now, I'll just go in and switch up the hi-hats in here. I'm hearing a roll here. So I'm actually thinking I'm gonna go quarter step here. And for half of this, we're gonna make the velocity go down like this, as for the second half as well. I'm gonna have the pan for the whole thing go from left to right, or right to left, whichever way that goes. And the fine pitch is gonna go down like that. And because that's quite a lot, I don't think we'll have much more, we'll add much more to that. I think I'm actually gonna set the loop to stretch and then turn the BPM up, so because it is a little bit slow. Because I think those hi-hat rolls are a tad too low, I'm gonna pitch them up for the semitones. Next, because I haven't taken out the bass yet, I'm just gonna set a kick pattern, and I'll probably just copy and paste the 808 groove from the kick over. This RGB kick's nice and punchy, so let's go the piano roll here, play on C, make sure velocity is 100%. I'm hearing ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. Ba ba. And I like to keep my kick patterns pretty simple, just 2-bar loops, so we'll copy that over. Another open hat. The hi-hats in this drum pack are quite harsh, so I like using the Andromeda open hats. Alright, now we're going to remove the bass, the melody, and we're just going to add an 808. Not really sure what 808 to use at the minute, but we'll go with this. They're in D sharp minor. Make sure that you right click and cut the 808s to themselves. So I want to make sure we're following the kick pattern, but it's also got a little bit of variation. That's fire, so we'll copy that over. This loop doesn't actually have a chord progression, it just plays pretty much one chord, so we're just going to stick with the root note for this. I think I might switch up the 808. And a quick and fast way, which I only found out recently, I've been using FL for a few years now, and this is a great hack, is if you want to audition sounds really quickly, you can control click, make sure the sound you want to swap out is highlighted in the channel rack here, and you just control click to switch it into the channel rack here. So I'll be doing that as I'm switching out sounds. And if you ever want to go back to the one you first used, you can right click on this little folder and you go back to the first 808 you used. It was like this one. I like that one the best. Often the first one you use is always the best one. So I've got a very quick, easy bounce, and I'm just going to go through and mix this really quick. First thing I do, I go to the kick. Make sure it's not above 0 dB, and then I bring in the 808. Level that out. Make sure we're not clipping on the master. It can be just below 0 dB. And then I control select both of these and bring them down so that we've got some headroom. Bring the melody in. It's going to sound quite quiet when we're just mixing. We'll bring the loudness up when we do the mastering here directly. So right now I'm just leveling. We don't want anything louder than the kick. Just leveling everything by ear, basically. That sounds good. Then we go to the master here, turn on all these effects. Have a little bit of fresh air. Have this multi-band compressor. I use this mastering 2.4 decibels preset. Ozone imager, turn the stereo image up a little bit. Maximus, which puts the low end in mono so you don't get any phase issues, and the limiter to turn up the volume now. That sounds good. Alright, now we can get into the arrangement. I've pretty much got this down to a science. For the most part, we have an 8-bar intro where I usually have the sub bass in here. And then we go into a 16-bar hook where I remove the kick from the first half, and sometimes I like to cut the last bar of the hi-hat out so that we have a drop into the second half of the hook. So we've got the intro, we've got the hook. So we have only the 808 playing and not the sub bass from the melody. The second part of the hook, we've got the kick with a little bit of energy. And then for the first part of the verse, I like to cut the drums out for a bar and then introduce them back. Super fire. Then we'll probably just bring the sub bass back in with the clap and the hi-hat. And I think we're going to bring all the drums in except for the 808. And we're going to put a gross beat on the melody. For a little bit of variation. I do this quite often. And I put a gate on it. I might actually put halftime on as well. Just so the difference is a little bit greater. We're going to turn that volume mix down a little bit so that it's not as, the gate's not as harsh. And then we're just going to right click create automation clip so that we only have it in this section of the verse here. So we've got 8-bar intro, 16-bar hook, and then a 3x8 24-bar verse. What I like to do is just cut this here. Like this, drag it over. And for the faster BPM tracks, I like to copy the verse and the hook over again, just so it's a little bit longer. And then last thing I like to do, get transition effects. I usually just use a basic riser. Send that to a mixer track. just level the volume from here. I'll also bring my tag in, put it at the start, level that as well. Sounds good. And then I usually like to have the riser coming into the hook, and then whenever there's a big change in energy in the song, so when the 808 comes in there, this part of the hook, and then back into the hook again after the verse, and then I'll just repeat that. I think that will be good. And I like to always have a riser at the end of the last hook if I don't have an outro, so that it sort of stops more abruptly. So yeah, that's going to be it. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more content, hit the bell notification to be notified next time we post a video. That's going to be it. Super easy. If you learned something, let me know in the comments. Hope you're wherever you're from in the world. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy. Love you.